Hello and welcome to another episode of Current Affairs MCQ. Let us begin with the previous day's question. Consider the following statements. 1. It is prepared under provisions of the Citizenship Act 1955. 2. It includes both Indian citizens and foreigners residing in India. 3. It is mandatory for every resident of the country to register in it. Which of the following options best matches the above description? A. Caste census. B. Electoral roll. C. National Population Register. D. Aadhaar database. The correct answer is option C. The National Population Register was a register for the residents of India. It was prepared at the local, village or sub-town, sub-district, state and national level under the provisions of the Citizenship Act 1955 and the Citizenship, Registration of Citizens and Issue of National Identity Cards Rules 2003. It was mandatory for every resident of India to register in the NPR. The objective of NPR was to create a comprehensive identity database of every resident in the country. Hence, option C is the correct answer.
Welcome SSC aspirants. Drishti SSC is here to support you every step of the way. With free live classes, previous year questions, PYQs, demo classes, exam notifications, and strategy videos. Whether you're starting your journey or looking to refine your preparation, we've got you covered. Subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all the resources you need to crack your SSC exams. For more details, call us at 8750187501.
Now let us begin with the first question. With reference to Erucic acid, consider the following statements. 1. It is a type of fatty acid predominantly found in mustard oil extracted from Indian mustard. 2. Mustard oil with high erucic acid is considered unsuitable for human consumption as it can cause heart disease, harm the liver, etc. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. The mustard oil extracted from Indian mustard crop contains high levels of a unique fatty acid called erucic acid, 40% to 54% of total fatty acid. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Mustard oil with high levels of erucic acid is considered unsuitable for human consumption due to its potential to cause heart disease, liver damage, and other health issues. Hence, statement 2 is correct. This oil is particularly undesirable in advanced countries such as the United States, Canada, and Europe. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 2. The Simla Agreement is often seen in the news in the context of A. Trade relations between India and the United Kingdom. B. Bilateral relations and peace between India and Pakistan. C. Environmental cooperation in the Himalayan region. D. Disarmament talks between India and China. The correct answer is option B. The Simla Agreement originated from the 1971 Indo-Pakistani War, which ultimately led to the establishment of Bangladesh's independence. India's military intervention played a significant role in reshaping the South Asian geopolitical landscape. The agreement was negotiated by Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and Pakistan's President Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, aiming to establish peace and normalize relations between the two nations after the conflict. One of India's primary objectives was to resolve the Kashmir dispute bilaterally and prevent Pakistan from taking the issue to international forums. The agreement aimed to foster better relations between India and Pakistan, taking into account the shift in regional power dynamics following the 1971 war. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 3. Regarding the flag of convenience, consider the following statements. 1. It is a system where ships are registered in a country other than that of the ship's owners to benefit from more lenient regulatory regimes. 2. It is considered illegal under the provisions of the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. Flag of convenience is a system where ships are registered in a country other than that of the ship's owners to benefit from more lenient regulatory regimes. Hence, statement 1 is correct. FoC is not illegal under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, but it has often been criticized for diluting safety and labor standards. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 4. Consider the following statements regarding 0R in parliamentary procedures. 1. 0R is mentioned in the rules of procedure of the parliament and begins immediately after question hour. 2. During 0R, members can raise matters of urgent public importance without prior notice. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B. 0R is not mentioned in the rules of procedure of either House of Parliament. It is an informal parliamentary innovation introduced in the 1960s. Despite being widely used, it has no official procedural status. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. 0R begins immediately after question hour, that is, usually from 12 p.m. onwards. During this time, MPs can raise matters of urgent public importance without prior notice, unlike question hour or calling attention motions. This makes it a flexible mechanism to bring immediate issues to government's attention. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 5. Which of the following sets of African countries passes through the Tropic of Cancer? A. Western Sahara, Niger, Algeria. B. Gabon, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. C. Namibia, Botswana, South Africa. D. Namibia, Niger, Algeria. The correct answer is option A. The Tropic of Cancer is an imaginary line located at approximately 23.5 degrees north latitude. It marks the northernmost point where the sun can appear directly overhead. In the African continent, the Tropic of Cancer passes through the northern part, specifically through the following countries: Western Sahara, Mali, Algeria, Niger, Libya, and Egypt. Africa is the only continent intersected by all three major latitudes. Equator crosses Gabon, the Democratic Republic of Congo, DR Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, and Sao Tome and Principe. Tropic of Capricorn cuts through Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, and Madagascar. Gabon, Congo, DR Congo lies near or south of equator, not near the Tropic of Cancer. Namibia, which is located in southern Africa, is crossed by Tropic of Capricorn, not the Tropic of Cancer. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 6. Regarding SAMARTH, consider the following statements. 1. It is a flagship skill development scheme of the Ministry of Textiles. 2. The scheme provides support only for the spinning and weaving sectors. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A. SAMARTH, Scheme for Capacity Building in Textile Sector, is a flagship skill development scheme of the Ministry of Textiles. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It aims to provide demand-driven, placement-oriented skill development to address the shortage of skilled workers in the textile sector. The scheme aims to encourage and support the industry in creating jobs in the organized textile and related sectors, covering the entire value chain of textiles, excluding spinning and weaving. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. The training program and curriculum have been rationalized to meet the evolving technological and market needs. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Question 7. Consider the following statements regarding miniature coronal loops. 1. Miniature coronal loops are tiny, short-lived arcs of hot plasma in the sun's lower atmosphere, especially the chromosphere and transition region just below the corona. 2. These loops are believed to result from magnetic reconnection processes in the solar atmosphere. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. Miniature coronal loops are tiny, short-lived arcs of hot plasma found in the lower layers of the sun's atmosphere, particularly in the chromosphere and transition region just below the corona. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The discovery was made through a combination of international instruments, including the Good Solar Telescope in the USA, NASA's IRIS, and the Solar Dynamic Observatory. These tiny loops are thought to originate from magnetic reconnection, a physical process in which twisted magnetic field lines break and reconnect, releasing massive bursts of energy. This is a known mechanism for explosive solar events. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 8. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle in quantum mechanics states that A. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. B. The velocity of a particle can be predicted with certainty if its position is known. C. It is impossible to simultaneously determine the exact position and exact momentum of a subatomic particle. D. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The correct answer is option C. Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is a fundamental concept of quantum mechanics which states that it is impossible to simultaneously determine the exact position and exact momentum of a subatomic particle such as an electron. This is not due to limitations in measurement technology, but it is an inherent property of quantum systems. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to another, refers to the first law of thermodynamics. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to another is a fundamental principle of physics known as the law of conservation of energy. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction is Newton's third law of motion. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Question 9. Which of the following is not a valid ground for restricting the right to freedom of speech and expression under Article 19, Clause 2 of the Indian Constitution? 1. Defamation. 2. Protection of scheduled tribes. 3. Maintaining friendly relations with foreign states. 4. Contempt of court. Select the correct answer using the code given below. A. 4 only. B. 2 only. C. 1 and 4 only. D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is option B. Restrictions on the freedom of speech and expression. Defamation is explicitly mentioned in Article 19, Clause 2 as a valid ground for restricting freedom of speech. Protection of scheduled tribes is not listed as a ground under Article 19, Clause 2. While the state may enact laws for their welfare under other provisions, it is not a direct ground for restricting speech. Article 19, which guarantees freedom of speech and expression, was amended to allow reasonable restrictions on these rights in the interest of public order, friendly relations with foreign states, and incitement to an offense. This was added by the First Amendment Act 1951 and is a valid ground under Article 19, Clause 2. Contempt of court is explicitly mentioned in Article 19, Clause 2 as a ground for reasonable restrictions. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Question 10. Consider the following statements regarding gig workers in India. 1. Gig workers are entitled to benefits such as health insurance and maternity leave under the Code of Social Security 2020. 2. Gig workers are currently not recognized as employees under Indian labor laws. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C. The gig economy refers to a labor market characterized by short-term contracts, freelance work, or on-demand tasks, often facilitated by digital platforms. Workers in this economy are usually independent contractors or freelancers who engage in temporary, flexible jobs instead of traditional full-time employment. The Code on Social Security 2020 includes gig and platform workers within its ambit and allows the central government to frame social security schemes for them. This may include health insurance, maternity benefits, life and disability cover, old age protection, and other welfare measures. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Gig workers are not classified as employees under Indian labor laws. Instead, they are treated as a separate category under the Code on Social Security 2020. This distinction means that they are not entitled to benefits such as minimum wages, provident fund, gratuity, and unionization rights available to regular employees. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now, let us look at a practice question. Regarding the invasive alien species, consider the following statements. 1. They are organisms introduced to new regions outside their native range where they establish self-sustaining populations. 2. These species often coexist with native species and help maintain the balance of ecosystems, leading to a range of positive impacts. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Please provide your answers in the comments section.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.